Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A few days ago I mentioned that I will be starting making videos about videos conducted with various interesting people, good or bad, and expose how the mass media in the West insults some of them leaders of their countries, presidents, prime ministers, and I would like to expose how they use not a journalistic way of conducting an interview, but when they conduct an interview with one of their boys, it's a different, different demeanor, different kind of asking questions, not interrupting and so on. So I will start with this interview. It's just part of the interview with the former president of Iran, Ahmadinejad. I think he is a PhD. He's a very intelligent person, good or bad, I'm not discussing that one, but he's going to talk with Stephanopoulos, if you know that weasel. Okay, I think he worked for the Bill Clinton's campaign at one point, or Hillary, or both, Clinton's campaign. Anyway, he interviews Mahmoud Ahmadinejad when he used to be a president, and I would like to note or to point out how this guy, Stephanopoulos, is going to ask the questions and how superior he pretends to be. But Ahmadinejad is logical and smarter, and he's going to smack Stephanopoulos over his beak, beak, pock. And I have this video, and it's about Bin Laden. It's the subject is not a subject. The idea is not what is true or not. If Bin Laden is in Iran or Iran, or if it's in Washington D.C. or wherever this conversation goes. It's just for you to see the dynamic. This is the first time when I saw, and I think the last one, when Ahmadinejad, and I watched a lot of interviews conducted with him, when Ahmadinejad really is just making fun of this guy because this guy is really ridiculous. All right, ready? So let's go.
Question. There's a new documentary out that says that Osama bin Laden is living in Tehran. Is Osama bin Laden in Tehran?
Your question is laughable.
Why?
The U.S. government has invaded Afghanistan in order to arrest bin Laden. They probably know where bin Laden is. If they don't know where bin Laden is, why did they invade? First, they invaded. Then they tried to find out where he is. Is that logical? Do you think this...
Now you tell me, how is that Stephanopoulos going to answer this? So he said, it's a documentary saying that bin Laden is in Tehran. And he said, okay, the Americans invaded Afghanistan because they knew that the guy over there. Well, then they say they don't know where he's at. So they first invade and then they say they don't know where it's at. How is that logical? I mean, his answer is more beautiful than my little interpretation of it. It's not over.
Logical.
What I think is that you didn't answer my question. Is he in Tehran or not?
See, he's caught. This Stephanopoulos is caught. He didn't answer his question because it's laughable. It's ridiculous. And he's just, okay, and he's going to answer it, but in a certain way. And Stephanopoulos, with his little green right here, tries to outsmart him. And let's go and see how Ahmadinejad answers.
The question is quite clear. Some journalists have said bin Laden is in Iran. These words don't have legal value. Our position towards Afghanistan and against terrorism is quite clear.
Is it true or not?
Did you hear? Is it true or not? Would he ask one of his boys like that? Hey, is it true? This is a president of a country, good or bad. You are just an interviewer working for a company. Okay? Is it true or not, my boy? Answer me.
Maybe you know, but I don't know.
His answer was, I don't know, maybe you know. This was his answer. I don't know if he's there or not. Maybe you know. And Stephanopoulos presses on.
You're the president of Iran.
I don't know such a thing. You are giving news which is very strange.
So let me ask it a different way. If you did know that Osama bin Laden...
So the answer was already provided. Now he's making something, like a scenario. Let me see. If you find out that he is over there, what would you do?
In Tehran, would you show him hospitality? Would you expel him? Would you arrest him?
I heard that Osama bin Laden is in Washington, D.C.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
See, he's just trolling right now. The way you heard that bin Laden is in Tehran, I can tell you I heard that he's actually in Washington, D.C. Any evidence? So you see, this guy just provided, according to something, he is over there. The guy say, oh no, I heard that he's over there. My word against your word, or whatever the documentary or whatever statements were made or whatever. No, you didn't. So he knows exactly that he's not in Washington, D.C. But he can't answer the Tehran. He knows exactly. No, he's not over there. You didn't. How do you know? How do you know? So he just turned the tables on this guy. How do you know? If you ask me,
he's there because he was a previous partner of Mr. Bush. They were colleagues, in fact, in the old days. You know that. They worked together. Mr. bin Laden never cooperated with Iran, but he cooperated with Mr. Bush.
Look at this smirk. And that's true. He said, what are you talking about? That's your boy, your partner. Now the guy's going to change the subject because he's not going to be able to answer and get out of this.
Ask one more time and then I'll let you go. If you knew that Osama bin Laden was in Tehran, which you say you don't, if you knew, would you expel him? Would you arrest him? Would you show him hospitality?
Our borders are closed to the illegal entry of anyone. Anyone, whoever that may be. Whether it's the 3 American mountaineers, Mr. bin Laden, or anyone else. The borders are closed. Our position is clear.
But you deny categorically that he's in Tehran today. He is not, Osama bin Laden is not in Tehran today?
Rest assured that he's in Washington. I think there's a high chance he's there.
I don't agree. But thank you for your time, Mr. President.
I don't agree. Well, how do you know? You're just an anchor. You're just an interviewer. How do you know? That guy is the leader of a country. Maybe he's got some intelligence. You ask him if he knows something. He says, well, I don't know about that. But obviously he's over there. So this is how these interviews were conducted. Remember, that's an interviewer. That's a president. Good or bad? All right? That's one. The second one, the way Stephanopoulos asked the question, I don't like it. I think it was rude. But hey, if he does the same way, he conducts interviews the same way with others, I would say, okay, this is his style. His is rude. Like Annapur, another. See how she's asking questions. I will make a lot of videos with her and others, and you see how she gets smacked by Ahmadinejad as well. And not only, but this is how this media talks with them. Disrespectful, looking down on them, but they would talk with, I don't know, someone else. Oh my God, so revering. Okay, but that's the way it is, my friends. This is journalism. And remember, Ahmadinejad is a very, very intelligent person. Stephanopoulos is a weasel. Okay, that's a big difference. Now, I'm not talking about Stephanopoulos being an angel, obviously, and the other guy being... but as I said, I listened to Ahmadinejad. I watched him in many interviews. I don't know, maybe not only interviews, but statements, lectures, and I'm pretty much versed into his way of thinking. And he's logical, he's intelligent. Well, that's it, my friends. And I will keep making videos about this kind of things, even worse. This was one that was a little bit funny because I've never seen Ahmadinejad, trolling someone. He was always serious and trying to use logic and all that, but this was the first time and the last time when I saw him doing such a thing. I heard he's trolling the other guy, turning the tables. He does that with the turning the tables on you lecture us, look at what you did, and that's how you see the interviewers, how they I ask you questions, you just answer here. Yeah, and then they interrupt, and then they, ask nasty questions. That my problem is, as I said, not with the fact that they ask nasty questions. It's just, I think you can ask tough questions, but in a, mannered way. But if you ask tough questions to the other ones, to everyone, if you want to find the truth, but it's not like that. He's going to be like honey and whatever, milk and honey, speaking with Clintons and others. Remember when Trump told Stephanopoulos about what are you talking about? You were Clinton's campaign guy over there. What are you talking about? And I will play that one because I watched a lot of these things in my life because I wanted to learn. And I learned a lot. What I learned, not only that these guys are weasels, but I learned how these guys answered questions, and then I read them in the newspaper saying, oh, Ahmadinejad said that, Ahmadinejad threatened that. And then you go to the source and you say, wait a minute, this guy said 10 times, answered that question the same way, and you tell me that he threatened that and he said that. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.